Hello, and welcome to this survival game guide episode. Today we're going to be looking at how to build your house in Medieval Dynasty. And by house, I mean your very first basic house at the start of the game. This is about like I don't know, I'd say a three-step process. So obviously we have our house here, but we are going to build another one for a future villager to live in, inhabit. Step one is obviously to choose the spot where you want your home. I plan on building most of the houses kind of along this road here. So I'm going to put mine right about here. I think it's a pretty good place for a neighbor. I can always pretty it up later, and there will be additional space for me to upgrade the house in the future. So to start off, you are going to need to press Q to bring up your little build menu here, your crafting menu. We're going to go to buildings. We're going to go to houses. And right here, our simple small house. This is basically the first house that gets unlocked at the beginning of the game. So we'll click it, and boom, here we go, and we'll just put it right there. Now, obviously, we have a little bit of an area cleared out for it. And at this point, in order to build, we need to make a hammer. If we can find our hammer by, again, pressing Q and going to this menu. It's in handcrafting, and you will see it right here. As you can see, to make a wooden hammer, we're going to need 1 log and 10 sticks. And as it happens, I have that, I think, right here, actually. So let me just put my head back in. There we go. Boom and boom. So let's go ahead and craft that bad boy. Excellent. Now, I do have a wooden hammer here that I used to build that guy over there with, but as you can see, it's pretty close to breaking. So, once we have our hammer in our quick slot and we have it activated, the blueprint here for our house shows up. So, there are a few steps involved in building a house. At the very first, obviously, is to build your foundation. For this simple small house, as you can see, we need 10 stones, which I have right here. So, we'll just pick it up, please. Thank you. And literally, you just hammer it in there. Kapow, done. Okay, so for the second part of this build, we have the framing. And as you can kind of maybe see on there, you need 8 logs to complete the framing of the simple house. Which I have right here. So we'll just grab that and hammer that in. Now, obviously, I would assume by now that you probably have crafted your axe, which is obviously what you need to get these logs. You hit a tree over there, and once it falls down, you hit it a few more times to collect the logs. All right, so now that we have the framing done, we have the actual house itself, the walls, the roof, and a little attic inside as well. Now, when you're first starting out, because you only have this simple house started, I would recommend leaving the walls and whatnot as they are. And what I mean by that is, if you kind of get close here, you can see that we have an edit option. If we press E on that, you can kind of edit like what it looks like to fit your own style. If you want it, for example, if you want the window to go away, you can be like, bye, it's a window now, or no regular wall now. But you can also change the type of wall that it is. Now, the very basic that we have here is wattle. The next tier is a wooden wall, and the top tier is a stone wall. Now, I will say that the stone wall tends to give them your villagers, that is, better insulation, which is great for reducing how much firewood you use. Which means your wood carvers, your woodsmiths, whatever you like to call them, they can focus them on making some other things, getting some more logs or whatever else that you need besides just firewood, which is awesome. But I would not recommend doing that for the simple small house, just because you are eventually going to upgrade to the where are we at here? There you are. The top tier house here, the number 3, the tier 3 house, because that's just going to make your villagers the happiest. So it doesn't really make sense to, extend and expend all those resources on a house that you are eventually going to demolish anyway. So in that saying, we're just going to keep this house in its basic form with the wattle walls here and the thatch roof. So with that said, to complete this build, we are going to need, in total, I did the math for y'all, 17 logs, 66 sticks, and 32 straw. And that, again, encompasses all the walls, the attics, and the roof here. So I have that kind of split off here. Feel free to, skip ahead. I'm sure this is not exactly what you want to watch, but we're going to hammer this in so you guys can see it in action if you choose to do so. But yes, logs, they literally go in every little bit here. Some of them require 1, some of them require 2 logs. Come here, little guy. Come on. There we go. And I will say that, when you start off, you have your basic character here. You don't have a lot of weight that you can carry, so this bit can get a little tedious when you have really heavy logs that you're carrying to and fro. I do believe that is... Oh yes, and then the attic, of course. And don't forget the attic. You can't complete the house until the attic is itself done. Alright, so that is our logs in place, so now we can grab our sticks and our straw, and we will just go to town on that. Hopefully my hammer will survive the building here. Boom, that's done. And like I said, you guys can always, play around with how the house looks. I tend to just keep it as it is, unless, at least until I get to the tier 3 house. That's when I start to play around with, the window positioning and all that. I tend to get very involved. I don't want my villagers looking in on their neighbors. I like to give them some privacy. You can go as crazy or as vanilla as you want with it. And I will say there is as you level up, there is an additional, building, I would just call it a benefit, really, where if you unlock it, you can actually speed up how long it takes for you to hit the, whatever structure you're building, which is really nice, I have to say. It just makes things a little bit faster, which is ideal, because, you know how busy you are in this game, so... He's so tired. Building a house all in one day. Alright, here's our final bit here. Woo, hang in there. Alright, he did it. He held in. Excellent. Alright, so as you can see, here is our house, our finished house. That's my house. This would be somebody else's house. But here we are. Like I said, pretty straightforward process. You get your resources either by picking them, if it's a stone, pick it up from the ground. If it's a stick, you can also pick it up from the ground. You can get it from the saplings over here. Or, more quickly, I suppose, when you're getting your logs, you will also get stone. You just chop it down, there you go. And as always, you can get your straw by the river, at least starting off if you don't have any coin on you. Or you can go buy some at the local vendor if you would like to. I do have a video about that if you want to find out all the different ways to get straw, feel free to watch it. But otherwise, just where I happen to be located, I have a bunch of straw right there waiting for me to use on all of my buildings. But that is our very simple, easy to follow, hopefully, video of how to build a very simple, basic house in Medieval Dynasty. So thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and keep surviving, keep thriving.